All right, we have been streaming for 15 minutes, which means that my monetization is no longer in danger. How is everybody doing today? Are we ready for more? This is a slog. This is a slog. It's going to be, remember, it's not that it gets worse before it gets better. It's just that it continually gets worse. Let's see here. We might wait for a couple of minutes. To let some people filter in here. But as it stands right now, oh Jesus Christ, my hair looks. The problem with liking having long hair is that when you decide to get it cut for practical purposes, like when you get out of bed, you put your elbow down to kind of like roll out of bed, you know, your hair gets cut under your elbow and you yank your fucking head. When you get a haircut, when that starts happening, all the things that you used to do with your hair just don't work as well anymore. So you kind of have to wait for it to grow back out until you can put it into a more practical hairstyle or put it up or something, you know? Been watching the Doomer Sunday stuff. Hilarious. Is it okay? When you say it's hilarious, I'll watch it if it's actually hilarious. But if it's just like, oh, I personally just don't like Doomer, then I don't care. Like this drama right here is both hilarious because these people have spent a good deal of time. Where the fuck is my hair tie? Spent a good deal of time shitting on me and trying to accuse me of things that are not true. And now that sort of thing is happening to them, even though it is true on their end that they are like abusive people, etc., etc. Yeah, I can get a little bit of catharsis out of it. But like, I don't know. I don't care as much about some of the tangential dramas anymore. It's just like it's just not as fun for me anymore. So this stuff I get a little bit of pleasure out of because fuck Poppy and Zena, but also this will be the last day. This is the last day that I'm covering this shit, okay? Because I unironically cannot fucking stand reading the details of the abuse that these people do. It's like actually so unbelievably fucking disgusting. It's so fucking gross that I can't fucking stand it. Maybe that makes me soy. Maybe that makes me a normal person. I don't know. But yeah, it's like actually so fucking disgusting. I think about this sometimes when we're like looking at something that like actually fucking makes me mad, or if we're covering or we're talking to someone, or we see someone do something that like actually makes me mad. I wish I had like a more concrete way to describe it, right? Like, because I don't find all racism equally egregious, right? Like you could, like there are jokes about race that I find funny. There are jokes about trans people that I find funny, right? But like those are the ones that I don't think are actually fucking hateful, right? But when it's like someone who's being like actually racist and they're just like actually a piece of shit, like very racist person, that shit, it pisses me the fuck off, right? And this right here, like there's different levels of abuse, and like when I read other like accounts of people abusing someone, it's like, damn, this motherfucker is real evil, right? But reading through this, like there's some quality that I don't know, I don't have the language to describe it. And it's the same visceral feeling that I get with the other thing. So I think that there's some sort of similarity between them, right? Like, I don't know if it's like how bad it is, or if it's how they try to weasel out of it. I've thought about it, but I just don't have a good way to isolate it. I think it's just I lack the language, there's some term that can perfectly describe why, like, what it is about, like, some level of hatred or shit behavior or something like that that reaches a certain level that at that whatever point that is, it's just like, oh fuck, I actually can't stand fucking talking about this anymore. I'm actually getting fucking heated. It's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable, you know? The manipulation and malice makes me super mad as well, dude. Yeah, like, it's super fucking soy, right? Like, and I've said, like, my soyest position is that I hate racism, right? Like, and that's, oh, soy. But, like, again, when I say racism, I'm talking about, like, someone who, like, actually fucking hates black people, right? Who's, like, making it a point to try and, like, prove that black people have lower IQs than white people or some shit, right? Like, that sort of shit, like, it kind of pisses me the fuck off. I can't, like, there's something similar here that I can't identify. Yeah. But, yeah. So today, this is what my plan is. We read, this is the second document that we've gone through. We've read through, let's go down to how far down were we? Let's see. I feel like we were like a third of the way through. Yeah, plastic cups in the dishwasher. Plastic cups in the dishwasher. Let's go. So we read this last night. This is like this one's like weird and baffling to me personally. Because I mean, should you wash plastic cups like red Solo cups? No. You probably shouldn't. Because it's a waste. There's no reason to keep them. But like also you can, if you put the cups on the top rack, they're not gonna fucking melt unless you have like an actually boiling temperature going on in the washing machine, which I don't think happens, but I hope you don't break TOS. Oh, I got real close yesterday. But I don't turn on the heat or the heat dry. I mean, well, we do, but my girlfriend has like actual like diagnosed OCD, so we have to like make sure to sanitize everything and all that. So there's that. But let me see here. Yeah, it only gets worse. It only gets worse, and I have to keep that in mind. Let me see here. Let me make sure. I don't think that this is copyright music at all. I don't think this is copyright music, so I'm going to put it on loop to listen to in the background while we wade through this disgusting fucking filth. I was about to wait for more people to filter in. There was a guy that commented about 5 minutes before stream started that was asking about everything, so I told him that I'm going to be live here if you want to pop in and ask questions, but if he's not in chat, then I'm not going to wait any longer. Let me see here. I was re-listening to the VOD and I had to do a live edit. Oh yeah, by the way, just so... Let me just do a quick screenshot of this so I'm not leaking all of our... Let me see here. Go to Paint. Just show you guys real quick. This is the sort of update that the editor gives me, guys. This is the kind of edit. This is the hard-hitting investigative quality of our editor here. After every stream, just about, maybe not every stream, but fairly often, Editor Tron will just give me an update, tell me how many times I said fuck during the stream. And I guess yesterday, higher than average fuck levels. because I just couldn't fucking believe it. 322 fucks last VOD. I'm hoping that we don't break that record today. I'm hoping that we can power through the next 2/3 of this document and never fucking talk about these people again. Just don't drop any tactical slurs. Hey, don't tempt me, all right? All right, one thing before we actually get started. We have a link in chat. What the fuck? What is this? You should get some cat videos prepped, or maybe penguins. No, I don't like birds, so.
Moral panic is defined as public anxiety.
Okay, you know what? I don't believe people, Tron, I'm sorry. I don't believe people when they say that drinking milk helps with spicy food. Okay? I don't believe them. I've eaten a lot of spicy food in my time, and I've had whole milk next to me to try and alleviate the pain. The only reason that people think that milk helps is because you keep milk in the fridge and it's cold. That's what I think. I do not believe this idea that the fucking lactate or lactose or whatever the fuck in the milk is neutralizing the spicy. I think it's an urban myth. Sounds like a skill issue. The skill issue is needing milk after you eat something spicy. White.
Anxiety or alarm in response to a perceived threat to the moral standards of society. The road to moral panic has several stops. The first is concern. This concern, limited at first, spreads from person to person. Amplified by cultural forces. Until rational concern becomes irrational fear. People come to believe something terrible is happening. Something they cannot see, that they can't control. It has come for others.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is this?
It will come for them.
Wait! Get her!
Whether or not the threat is real, the response certainly.
Hold on, they don't know if she's a witch. Hold on, they didn't even do any of the tests. They didn't tie any fucking stones to her feet and throw her into a lake. How can they just put her on the gallows? This isn't a fair trial. This is a kangaroo court.
Certainly is. And it is often excessive.
Hey, the test literally kills her only if she's innocent, okay? And then she gets to be in the glory of the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, they didn't even check her Twitter bio.
Ask yourself, what's more terrifying? Fear or the frightened?
Thanks, CDN. I don't have any commentary, sorry. Yes, the euthanasia coaster that I was referencing last stream. All right. Let's get the music on loop. Prepare yourself. Needs no commentary. I mean, like, yeah, it's describing moral panics. There's several moral panics going on right now. Fun stuff. And also, for the Sunday Doomer vid, like I said earlier, like, it might be funny drama to someone that, like, personally hates Doomer, but I don't really have a reason to go over it, right? Like, again, so if you start watching me because I'm going over drama content, I'm getting old, okay? And I like covering some drama. And at first I liked covering this one, but now I'm getting real fucking tired. It's like actually fucking disgusting. But like I'm getting older, and most of these like tiny, stupid little dramas that happen throughout the community, I just don't care as much about anymore. Did you pay Sunday $50? I left that up to Spicy Chat, and Spicy Chat spoke, and so I did. Yes. And he shaved at least one hair on his head, so. But anyways, I don't care as much about the little dramas. If there's something funny, like actually funny going on with the Doomer stuff, we can go over it. But yeah. Bro, literally stop. You're about to have yeah, I'm literally talking about that right now. Okay, Berto? Like, yes, I'm doing drama right now, but if you started watching me because I am doing drama content, this is not the regular content. I will do it on occasion, right? I used to do it a lot more. How's it going, Naomi R? I used to do it a lot more, but I guess like either I'm getting older, the dramas are getting stupider and less interesting. I don't know which it is. Maybe I'm just becoming more of a boring person. Could fucking be that. But that's where I'm at right now. So unless there's like a drama that is like actually really fucking funny or actually really fucking interesting, right? I probably won't want to watch it. And it's not because I want to sweep for Doomer, and it's not because I want to sweep for anyone. It's just because like, there's no cope. I'm literally talking about that right now. But okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and you got me. All right. All right, so let's get a recap for those that were not here yesterday or the day before, or not the day before, whenever I streamed last. So the first stream, oh, this isn't the document. The first document was detailing Poppy and Zena running an emotional fucking train, okay? Running an emotional train on this poor Noe Flake girl until she relented and unbroke up with them for at least one day so that they could meet in real life. They emotionally blackmailed her into having sex with them. Just finished watching your last stream? I'm so sorry. Emotionally blackmailed her into having sex with them, even though she is, what's the word? Asexual. Which means that you have a very low, if any, libido, right? She said, actually, you know what? It's like actually still not going to work. I still don't want to date you guys. You guys were very emotionally manipulative to me, and I don't feel like dating you guys. And then, because she had the gall to break up with them, they said that she raped them. Or more accurately, she raped Poppy while Zena was sitting in the cuck chair. I wish that was just a joke, but Zena was sitting in the cuck chair while Poppy was emotionally manipulating another girl into bed with her. So that's what that was. So that's pretty disgusting, right? Like the emotional abuse was difficult to read. We had to skip parts of it because I was getting angry. Then flipping it around and saying that she was the rapist, even though like she didn't want to do any of that stuff from the very get-go. Then we move on to yesterday. We were streaming, and this is the detailed accounting of the abuse towards their child. Now, this isn't abuse of a minor child. This is abuse of a child who they were basically putting roadblocks in front of every single aspect of this kid's life for them to grow up. They're 24 and haven't had a job because Zena and Poppy require fucking spreadsheets. Look, list specific jobs applied to with company name, job title, and link to job listing. And as we'll get into later on in the document, sometimes if she hasn't finished her chores, then I guess they just won't drive her to the job interview. They also won't let her buy a car. So they basically put up roadblocks in front of every single aspect of this kid's life so that they cannot move forward with their life. Writing out fucking syllabuses with detailed instructions for the like Cinderella-esque level of fucking chores that this kid has to do around the house, while Zena, allegedly disabled with migraines, sits in their bedroom all day as a bed blob, knitting. They will not let the child go into the kitchen outside of like a 1 hour window. And if they miss that 1 hour window, then they are not allowed back in the kitchen because it might give Zena a headache. If they have like a 1 hour window to go to the bathroom, to shower, to go to the bathroom. And if they miss that, guess what? Don't go in there because Zena might have to pee. It's will you give us a knitting stream? I'm never going to knit at anything. That's women's work. Sorry. So moving on to we're moving on. So yeah, so there's a bunch of shit like they'll just like straight up not allow her to go into the kitchen to make food for herself because Zena might get a headache from the smell of the food, or Zena might make eye contact with the child and like a feral cat, it will be all over if they make eye contact. I don't know exactly what the danger is there, that Zena cannot physically see the child, even though they're living in a fucking 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know. But yeah. So we've gone past moldy jellies, salami, plastic cups in the dishwasher. So that's a basic, broad overview of everything. The kid's trying to move out, and they're this is like the saga of like the kid trying to move out, right? And as you can see right here, this is what they were requiring of the child in order to move out, to prove that they could live on their own. They make a fucking spreadsheet, okay? They make a fucking spreadsheet with all this information, and they're like, not what was asked for. Check Craigslist for possible rooms. Like, I'm sorry, you want your kid to look on Craigslist to rent a room from a stranger? That's what you want them to do? Okay. It's because they don't want the kid to, use up all the trust fund money that Zena and Papa are using to pay their rent. But yeah, giving notes on all of the stuff that they are allowed to do. So they're trying to move out. They're making it incredibly difficult to move out. We've gone through some stuff with the kitchen. The kitchen stuff is fucking crazy. And now we're going to start with July 6th. Always wrong. Just move. Well, we'll get to the move part of this, okay? All right, and I'm going to put on some nice, chill, not angering background music, something that is inoffensive to our ears, so that our anger levels do not rise above the point that I cannot take it anymore. Let us begin. I'm so tired. I could literally do anything in the world and Zena would just yell at me for it. They want a baby gate in front of my door to keep the dog out of my room. We've had the baby gate for a week, but it hasn't been taken out of its box yet. I decided to put it up so my parents didn't have to deal with it. You know, trying to do a nice thing. Zena yells at me for 30 minutes for it. And threatens to kick me out of the house because I can't follow instructions. It's so ironic that Zena makes all of these threats while literally contributing nothing to the fucking household besides this weekly syllabuses that they're giving to the kid. Like, for anyone that's following the drama, can someone, like, help me understand? Is there a single thing that Zena contributes to the household besides being a permanent cock sleeve for Poppy and yelling at the kid? They're not contributing fucking money. Yeah, how does Zena have the capacity to get so angry so often and yell and get livid and threaten to kick someone out of a house that she doesn't pay rent in, and then, or they don't, I'm going to fuck up, but we recognize pronouns here, okay? She has all this capacity to get angry and yell and make all these syllabuses and highlight shit and fucking micromanage the child, right? Has the capacity to walk around fucking supermarkets and go grocery shopping for everyone, but for some reason doesn't have the capacity to, like, smell the food that the kid makes without getting a fucking migraine, doesn't have the capacity to go get a fucking job at McDonald's drive-thru where they're sitting on a stool or some shit, like... Yeah, Zena, you pay rent. I don't pay rent. I'm a threatened to kick you out anyway. Like, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, it really feels like Zena is just like a warm, living fleshlight for Poppy, and there is no other contribution to the house whatsoever. And yet, they feel so entitled and so, you know, empowered to kick out someone that's actually paying the rent. Anyways, yeah, she's the prison guard. It's like someone said this last time, but it's like Disney evil stepmom levels of fucking evil. It's really weird. Apparently now that Poppy is out of work, Zena said that they'll just get a tech job. If you have a link or a clip of that, please send it to me. I want to see that. Good time as she got out and saved her inheritance before Poppy had the surgery. Poppy was complaining afterwards that the surgery was more expensive than planned. Oh, no. No way they were planning on using the fucking kid's trust fund for the fucking bottom surgery, dog? It's all so tiring. Yeah, and when I have migraines, I have to lay down. I'm basically KO for 24 hours. I've had one migraine in my entire life, right? Because, like, I've had really bad headaches before, right? But there was one day where I got a migraine. I don't know what the fuck triggered it. I don't know what the fuck happens that causes migraines, but I got a migraine. And holy fucking shit, it was debilitating. And I do know that there are some people that have chronic migraines, right? But guess what? There are things that you can do to avoid migraines. I'm citing Luxander's coverage of the drama. They said, Zena said that they'll just get a tech job. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Luxander coverage of it, unfortunately. If I had a kid that was a trust fund kid, I'd be walking on eggshells making sure they wanted to stay with me. Like, I just can't imagine, like, the thought process that goes through someone's head where they're like, this is a child that I have raised since birth. Their mother died when they were 4 years old and left them a trust fund. Let me dip into that motherfucking trust fund, baby. Baby, we're gonna eat good tonight. We got a trust fund with... has anyone said how much money is in the trust fund, or how much money was in the trust fund before they started paying the full rent with it? The worst migraine I ever had made me projectile vomit. These people are so horrible they can't even act selfishly correctly. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, a sociopath, someone that has like actual sociopathy, is going to do what is in their best interest and like be really good at manipulating. This is just like BPD and narcissism. Like, it's not even in their best interest. Like, what would be in their best interest right now is to like completely fucking ignore every single document that comes out. Ignore all of the, ignore the haters, and then, you know, just try and move on and pretend like none of this happened. Because with allegations this well documented, with allegations this it's disgusting, at a certain point, you just gotta pretend like it doesn't exist. Because they haven't released any counter evidence. They haven't released anything that disproves anything that's been said here. They just say that everyone's out to get them, and now that Kiwi Farms is involved, that their, you know, lives are in danger. What would have to happen for you to join the Poppycule? Dog, you have no idea. You guys told me just a couple of minutes ago not to say anything that would get me banned off of YouTube, okay? There is no universe. I'll tell you this. There is no timeline that I could see myself joining any polycule, and especially not this one, okay? Like I said, like when we were looking at the Noe Flake DMs, when they were doing that fucking emotional fucking train that they were running on her, bro, after that first initial like 15 messages in a row, like, I can't believe you did this. Wow, I can't believe. And like, now you're just gonna like go off. Wow, you've ruined my day. Like, I'm gonna kill myself because you've done this and it's gonna be your fault. Like, bro, I would have just sent a picture of a fucking noose. Like, I could not be fucking bothered to deal with someone like that. You join if you had a katana? Yes. And then I would fight for the right to be the head of the harem. I would challenge them to an honor duel. Yeah, I got the, I can't, I'm scared that, like, I don't even think that this is a transphobic, like, joke, but I feel like people would try to make it a transphobic joke. I was going to say, like, yeah, I have the biggest dick in the room. Who's going to fucking fight me? But I don't know how people take things anymore. According to the 18-year-old who went to their home, Poppy and Zena's dog smells like nacho chips and their apartment has the stench of vinegar. Well, like, as someone that worked with dogs for 10 years, if their dog smells like nacho chips, it means their dog has like a full body yeast infection and they need... Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. We could be good faith here. If their dog smelled like nacho chips and their apartment smelled of vinegar, if your dog has a full body yeast infection, you would want to bathe them in vinegar to try and kill off that yeast infection. Marco, are we back? Polo? Okay. That was good timing. Okay, that was good timing because I'm getting stun locked by chat. We need to read this. Okay, you never left. I got a notification that said that I got disconnected. Or maybe it just disconnected on YouTube side. Okay, let's keep reading. We've had the baby gate for a week, but it hasn't been taken out of its box yet. I decided to put it up so my parents didn't have to deal with it, you know? Trying to do a nice thing. Zena yells at me for 30 minutes for it and threatens to kick me out of the house because I can't follow instructions. Well, listen, if Spawn was able to actually build the baby gate, then definitionally Spawn can actually follow instructions better than Zena could because it wasn't built by Zena. And talks about how I haven't been doing my chores and they've had to pick up the slack, ignoring the fact that 1, the reason I wasn't doing my chores a month ago is because I had COVID. 2, I've had to pick up their slack for years. 3, I have been doing chores just later than normal. The last time I had an argument with Zena said, like, you want to be independent yet you can't remember to take out your trash after you were sick in it. Like, bro, it's one thing I had to be reminded of. And my mom was all like, I don't think you can ever repair what you've done to your relationship with Zena. Yet Zena doesn't ever apologize for treating me like shit. I'm so tired. I want to know. I'm not going to lie. I want to know, like, first off, I think that in some previous thread or some previous document, it was stated, or maybe it was a video, Poppy and Zena have been together for how long? It's been a couple of years because they put out their hit pieces on me like 2 years ago, right? So it's at least 7 to 8 years. I was thinking it was like 10 years. Yeah, but 7 to 8 years. So let's say when this kid was like in their mid to late teens, they start seeing each other. 7 years. Zena was 19 years old. Nearly 40-year-old person grooming a 19-year-old, kind of spooky. Oh man, this is such a fucking rabbit hole. I wish I had more patience for this fucking degenerate, disgusting shit, because this is a rabbit hole that just keeps on going down and down and down, dude. Fuck. Okay. Anyways, like, I just wonder, like, so the kid had to be, is younger than Zena by a couple of years. Can you imagine for like 7 or 8 years going into your early 20s? Like literally having like a cartoonishly evil Disney, like evil stepmother. When did it all go wrong? When did it all go wrong? I would be so interested to find out what the inciting incident for the hatred there was. Zena was fired because she was a lesbian? Really? Well, I mean, that's bad, right? But I'd be like, given the fact that if you look at any of their response videos, it's all fucking cope, right? And it's all the most weird, contradictory lies. Like, they're very, what's the word? Untrustworthy narrators. There's a better word. It's not untrustworthy narrators. Something along those lines, right? Unreliable. Thank you. User 225. There's a Discord link in the YouTube, description. If you could, because I don't want to like spread like personal names, but I'm personally so interested. Why is everything so bad with these people? I need to stop. You know, I gotta minimize chat. You guys are giving me more information than I could possibly want, and now I'm like, you guys are pulling me in. You guys are pulling me right back into it, and I want to be done with this. Okay. House meetings. We gotta finish this. I have plans tonight. Okay. Every house meeting I ask for. Oh, also, for the people that seem to know more about all of this than I do, what is this emoji supposed to be? Because like, I can't quite really tell what it's trying to depict. All right. Every house meeting I ask for unrestricted every house meeting I ask for unrestricted access. I don't even have anything to fucking drink. Sorry. I'm going to slow down. Every house meeting, I ask for unrestricted access to the kitchen. There we go. Every house meeting, my parents tell me my access to the kitchen isn't restricted. Every time I go into the kitchen outside of my allotted time, I get yelled at. And this time, when I brought up that thing mentioned at house meeting, Zena went, "We didn't say that. If you want something changed, you have to bring it up at a house meeting." I want to show you guys, if you guys have like fucking crazy, and I've done this before, there's a little app on your phone that you guys can use, right? Actually, I don't know if I can, I was going to show it, but you have a voice memo. You have voice recordings on your phone. It's a little app. It comes downloaded on your phone with voice recordings. You're going to be in a meeting with someone, and you know that they have a propensity to lie, voice memo is really helpful. That's what I would do. And I've done that with a roommate in the past because they said that they did something that, or they said they didn't do something that they definitely did. And then, yeah. Anyways. So that was 8/16. Okay. It's not daily anymore. Now we're moving forward a month to September. No, August, sorry. July. No, September. Jesus, I'm fucking retarded. Overworked my body to the point that I think I'm going to be physically sick. Got yelled at for moving all my furniture to the living room so I could vacuum my whole bedroom. I did so much today. I cleaned and sanitized my entire desk, vacuumed parts of my room that haven't been vacuumed since we moved in like 4 years ago. But I get no praise for that. Instead, I get reprimanded for moving things into the living room. Not fair. To be fair, there was very little space in the living room, but also they weren't using the living room. I didn't want to leave filth sitting in my room before I left on Saturday, so I deep cleaned everything. And because my parents were rushing me near the end, I couldn't take a break, even though my POTS got so bad I thought I was going to vomit. And so they're sending these messages at 10:30, an hour earlier. Oh, fuck, who was Red? Oh, I guess Poppy's Red. Poppy and I are still discussing the exact details on timing this. You will need to get up early to take care of house chores that were supposed to be done today. You were told that you needed to leave time for these things. You were told that you needed to leave time for these this evening, but did not do that. Oh yeah, by the way, thought just entered my head. If you guys, pro tip, if you guys ever have a child, even if it's not your biological child, say you marry someone and you have a stepchild, right? And then your spouse dies, you're now raising the child by yourself. Whether or not it's your biological child or not, you're the sole parent of this child. Guess what? At no point in your life, are you like outside of obvious exceptions, like if the kid becomes a like drug addict and starts stealing from you or some shit like that, right? But like under average circumstances, right? They reopened their Twitter because they think they found a gotcha. DM it to me. At no point in your life, all else assuming normal circumstances of like mental stuff, right? You don't get to like dump your child for a sex slave. I'm sorry, a girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whatever. You don't get to fucking do that. I cannot conceive of, again, outside of like addiction issues, severe mental issues like schizophrenia or bipolar or like maybe borderline personality, because I don't know a lot about that. Outside of those extreme circumstances, kids are really not going to just abandon their parents that they grew up with their entire life. Kids, generally speaking, want to have the approval of their parents. Generally speaking, they want to have their parents in their life, right? I cannot think of a single person that I know, even if they have like a dodgy relationship with their parents, even if their parents were like abusive to them as kids. I cannot think of a person who doesn't want their parents in their life in some capacity outside of like extreme circumstances. And the only people that I do know that don't want their parents in their life are because of those extreme circumstances, and it's always the parents' fault. If your kids don't want to fucking see you anymore, it is your fault. All kids love their parents, but not all parents love their kids. Yeah, outside of like obvious exceptions or obvious, mental issues. Like if the kid's like a literal sociopath and they can't feel love or affection, then they're not going to, yeah. But all caveats aside, like kids want their parents' approval. They want their parents to love them. This kid is not attacking Poppy and Zena for no fucking reason. There's an obvious reason here, right? Anyways. Let's take a quick aside. Oh, you can't just send me the links? Nair, just send me the link to their Twitter. Let me see here. We realized something. We are curious how our detractors will attempt to lie and cope about this. In the DMs below, Poppy Stalker mentioned that she has the entire transcripts of Noe Flake and Real Poppy D's DMs. Does that include all the RP sexting and nudes? Because if so, what is the dunk supposed to be? Sorry. Is it supposed to be like they shared revenge porn? And that means that Noe willingly and knowingly engaged in the direct dissemination of revenge porn of Poppy by giving out those things without Poppy's consent, and the stalker, by keeping those logs, has said revenge porn / criminal evidence. Even if they delete the pictures and sexting / roleplay, the screenshots above still show them having all of it. Thus, it would be destruction of evidence. Their only resource. Okay, let's just read the thread. Even if they don't belong. Your open communication with Poppy to act as a double agent. The blogs didn't believe in her, and she is desperate to get back in their good graces. She will betray you all the second the opportunity arises. What if Noe deleted all of the nudes before they sent them? Release the entire log, all 63,108 messages? I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Rewind for a second. Didn't fucking Zena and Poppy and the Noe Flake person only DM with each other for 4 months? You have to, if you go into the Discord. Sorry, I had someone set up my Discord like 3 years ago, but I don't know how to work Discord. So, if you go to the Discord, you get invited into the welcome thing. Where is it? Rules. Go to rules and you hit the thumbs up, and then you'll be able to access the rest of the Discord. And then there's another thing right here, and it will, there's different things if you want to get announcements for the stream, YouTube, etc., etc. Hey guys, join the Discord. It's a real fun place. Although, I want more people in there so that there's less, kind of autistic arguing, like very fine details over weird esoteric policy descriptions. I want normal people in my Discord, okay? That's all I want. I'm autistic, you don't want me in there? Yes, I do, CDN. Actually, I think you're already in there, aren't you? Maybe I'm autistic, but revenge porn is only doing it to... I don't understand what you're trying to say. Sorry. Live on Twitter and Discord, the amount of messages. I mean, like, I guess not given that, but it's still, that's a fuckload of messages. Also, like, they're assuming that they didn't delete all of the nudes before sending it to, like, why would this Noe person want to send pictures of their own nudes to this person, let alone the nudes of Zena and Poppy? So, yeah, this isn't quite a dunk. Like us on your Discord is normie repellent? Whose fault is that, Gas? Okay, let's keep going. You were told that you needed to leave time for these this evening, but you did not do that. In addition, due to having all of your room's content in the living room and kitchen means that you will have also brought all of the dust and allergens with it. Oh no, the allergens from the same house that we all live in. Gotcha, piano dude. We go ahead and save that for later. Right over here. There we go. I don't like. I read those logs from the breakup, and it actually disgusted me, dude. You'll be assigned tasks to clean the kitchen and living room because of this. Further, you must be explicit about your intentions with people. Claiming that someone saw you do something is not an acceptable form of communication. It basically puts responsibility on someone else to supervise your activities, even though... She's 24 years old. Why does she need fucking supervision over every single fucking aspect of her entire fucking life? You fucking crazy, fucking megalomaniac, fucking bitch. It's so fucking frustrating. You contribute nothing to this child's life. You contribute nothing but pain. Meanwhile, this child's fucking trust fund is subsidizing your entire existence. Holy fuck. I would become violent if someone fucking spoke to me like this while I was fucking literally paying for their entire fucking living existence. Jesus fuck. It's... Okay, we're listening to calm music now, so we're gonna calm down. Okay. It also takes advantage of myself and Poppy when we're dealing with chronic illness. Or ADHD symptoms. Again, like, I'm on ADD medicine. I'm on 70 milligrams a day of Vyvanse, okay? That's some strong shit. I have really unbelievably bad ADHD. I have never in my fucking life, outside of, like, actual reasons, like, sometimes it's hard to, like, follow a conversation if I'm unmedicated, or if someone's talking to me, I'll hear them speaking, but I won't, like, you know, actually hear the words, right? And I'll say, sorry, didn't hear that, right? But that's all I'll say. I won't say, like, sorry, my ADD disability is acting up, and I was not able to auditorily process the words that you said. Could you please repeat that? Like, fucking, dude, stop using your fucking chronic illness or ADHD symptoms as any reason why you have the right to treat someone like this. Jesus fucking Christ. When we are dealing with chronic illness or ADHD symptoms, because it relies on us to have extra spoons to focus on and know what you're doing when we're not able to, or not even in proximity. Well, I mean, you wrote like 15, you wrote 15 syllabi this week for, like, maybe just like write 7 and use the other half of your time to sit there with your truncheon and make sure that your fucking live-in maid is doing what you want her to, Zena. But that might trigger a migraine. I'm upset with how you didn't fully explain the task you were doing, and with the impact that had on me being able to access the house, and with what you communicated as reasons it was okay. Why are these people incapable of using fucking punctuation? I am upset with how you didn't fully explain the task you were doing, and with the impact that had on me being able to access the house, and with what you communicated as reasons. Okay. And what you communicated as reasons that it was okay when I talked to you. Wow. Jesus Christ. Even if they weren't being shitty to me, I think I would kill myself if my fucking roommates were fucking texting me like that and it was something important and I was having to decipher every single fucking time they wrote to me. Jesus. All right. I bet a 9 to 5 would get rid of her symptoms really quick. You know what I think would get rid of her symptoms really quick? If she was forced to take care of herself. I don't think a job would get rid of her symptoms. But if she had to get a job because otherwise she would be homeless, I think a lot of her symptoms would go away. Not gonna lie. Okay, let's see here. Y'all are the ones who didn't leave time for it. It was nearly 10 p.m. by the time you came out to talk to me about chores. You could have talked to me at any point in the 2 to 3 hours before I started moving things out of my room and didn't. I'm not taking advantage of either of you, and frankly, I don't appreciate you implying malicious intent in saying that. man, holy shit, this person is so much more mature than me. This person is 4 years younger than me, and they're so much more mature than me. I would fucking flip fucking lid. Jesus fuck, dude. I'm not taking advantage of either of you, and frankly, I don't appreciate you implying malicious intent in saying that. I get that you should have. I get that I should have told you guys about it. And I'm sorry for not doing that. Poppy didn't say anything about it when I told her what I was doing, and so I didn't think that there was an issue. However, communication is a two-way street. Oh fuck, it's a two-way street, and you also need to learn to not spring house chores on me on me the day of like that. I'm not arguing. Yeah, you are, you retard. Sorry, I'm trying to cut back on some of my less okay words. Okay, so if you guys don't like the R word, I apologize. I am trying to cut back on it. I am neurodivergent. I have the pass. Oh, fuck. I am not arguing. If you want to talk further, you need to have a conversation with me. We are having a conversation right now, actually. I am sick and tired of every single thing I do in your presence being a mistake. I cleaned sections of my room that probably haven't been cleaned since we moved in. I've worked myself into being physically ill because you were rushing me and reprimanding me for not moving or for moving stuff into the living room. I am done laying down and taking it every time I'm not your definition of picture perfect, because it's been made abundantly clear that I never will be. Fucking preach, baby. Damn, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking about. Not as brutal as I want it to be, but it's fucking spot on and more mature than me, so. Is a useless bomb. A Slav and Mushov spawned for years while contributing nothing but migraines. Not even able to do her fucking dishes. True. You're also making accusations without any data. Excuse me, sir. That was an ad hominem, and I'm going to actually ding you 1 point in this debate that we're having. You're making accusations without any data. I repeat, if you want to talk on this further, then you need to ask me for time. Let me just put it into my fucking planner. What's this like? It better be relevant. Okay, it's not relevant. Thank you, CDM. All right, let me just get my fucking personal assistant to put down in my notebook, in my schedule, that we're going to have a conversation. Like, fuck off. You live in the same house, probably less than 10 yards away from each other. If you didn't want to argue, don't start a debate. I'll drop this for now, though. Dog, dude. It's crazy how they use all their passive-aggressive... oh my god, I can't speak today. Passive-aggressive therapy lingo. Who the fuck talks like that to family members? I mean, here's the thing. If I was to be good faith on this, there are some instances that it is good to, like, especially if you're, like, really fucking heated and you need to, like, express yourself and you know this, you know these terms and you can kind of, like, find a way to tone down the words that you're using in a way that will more clearly communicate. That's one thing, right? That's not what these people are doing. So I don't have to be good faith with it, because we have seen example after example after example of them weaponizing therapy speak to emotionally manipulate people into, never being able to eat in their own goddamn house that they pay rent in. Emotionally manipulate them into cleaning the house that they pay rent in and the other person doesn't. Emotionally manipulating someone into not breaking up with them. Further emotionally manipulating that person into having sex with them, and then accusing that person of rape. So I'm on your side on this one, but just like for the record, yeah, I think that sometimes this sort of language can be helpful in a interpersonal dispute with a loved one. That's not what they're doing. These people are fucking manipulative demons that need to be, like, cast away from society forever. Either, like, these people... Like, given everything that we've seen so far, get these people a straitjacket and lock them up in a church, because they need Jesus. They need something that is away from Discord, all right? They need a dopamine detox. Jesus fucking Christ. Bad person. So is this the same night? No. 9/13... And now we're jumping back? Or did they mistitle it? No? 9:13? Okay, we're just jumping back in the timeline for some reason. Bad person. Bad person. Zena yell at me for put recycling in car wrong after be told to put recycling in car. Wait. I guess they might be like drinking because they're upset or something. I don't know. Bad person. Zena yelled at me for putting recycling in the car wrong after being told to put recycling in the car. Wouldn't accept apology and said I should know better and act like I did it on purpose. I didn't mean to be bad. What does that mean? Putting the recycling in the car wrong. I'm mad at my dog and I hate that I'm mad at her. It's not her fault. My parents love her more than me. Oh man, that is so fucking depressing, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not her fault. My parents love her more than me. Not that I'd ever act on that anger, but sit with this for a minute, then look at the screenshot from their server on the previous day. Oh, fuck. I love you, my son. Poppy's saying that to Patchwork Heart. Oh, is this the person that was on Beckett's new channel, the Cope and Seethe podcast? If anyone has watched Beckett's coverage of this stuff. Yeah, that's him. Damn. That's so fucking depressing. It's no fucking wonder, dog. Like, Zena and Poppy have no right to be like confused or surprised about any of this stuff. Like, someone should like Ludovico technique, fucking Clockwork Orange, spread their eyes out and force them to read this shit about how their kid feels about the way that they treat them. Like, if I was a parent and I was just like totally disconnected from how my kid felt, and I was totally disconnected from how my kid felt, and then I read this screenshot back to back with me saying this to someone else, I think it would actually be over for me. I would Aaron Bushnell myself. After like putting all of my assets into a second trust fund to like make up for what I did to my kid. Like, this would, oh my God. Like, from where I'm sitting, and I don't know any of these people. Fuck. That's a blow, dude. That's brutal. But if I was like the actual parent of a kid that said this shit and I saw myself saying this a day beforehand, yeah. Aaron Bushnell time. Dude, Poppy also said that her Discord children behave better than Spawn. No shit, they don't live with them? Bro. So they're aware of it. (9-4), the list was false. Bro, my mom is insane. She's mad at blank for not talking to her when I was asking blank for a place to stay to escape my mom. What does that mean? The list is at the end of this doc. Oh, hold on. We're at the list was false. The list. Okay, let's get some context for what the list is. Yeah, this is Poppy. This kid had a goal to show up with a 3-page single-spaced list of things they were upset at us about. Half of them were just dishonest and half of them were just partial framings that ignored any context. here's something I've never properly. I've thought about this because I've seen people do this before, and I've never verbalized this out. So maybe it'll take a couple of seconds to like find a good way to explain this. I think that in interpersonal conflicts, especially ones that seem to repeat over and over, at a certain point, right, if someone keeps coming to you with the same exact complaint or need, or they get frustrated at something over and over and over, and they're not like doing anything like to you about it, like they're just either frustrated or they're upset about something. There's this thing that people will do where they will say, like, they'll try to debate bro the emotions, right? Where let's say there's one person that keeps criticizing the other person, right? And all of the criticisms are totally valid, but the other person feels like the only thing that they ever hear from the other person is just criticism, right? Like, oh, you forgot to do this, and that fucked up my day because of this, right? Or, oh, when you did this thing, you actually did it the wrong way, so I had to fix that, and so like I need you to like try and fix this more, or you need to do this task in this specific way, otherwise I'm gonna have to go back and do it, and that's not fair to me because then I'm doing more work. Like, even if like each individual thing could be totally reasonable, right? The fact that there's some pattern of the way that this person is speaking to them or treating them, that it is completely fucking up the person on the receiving end of the criticism, right? And so even though you might be able to reason out and say like, well, it was totally valid for me to say, like, I need you to do it in this way because of this reason, this reason. The problem isn't, right? If someone's coming to you with this like consistent issue, the problem isn't like, oh, you need me to do this thing in this way. I understand that, I'll do it, right? The problem is like, hey, I feel like you're criticizing the fuck out of me constantly. And I feel like these things are like pretty small and could be handled, right? But it feels like the only thing that you're doing is constantly shitting on me. People need to not do the debate bro, like, I say debate bro, like this is a good thing to do in a debate. It's not a good thing to do in interpersonal fucking conversations. Don't go issue by like, or like line by line, issue by issue. Like, hear the person and hear what they're trying to say to you, because feelings might not always be totally rational, right? There's probably something on the underside of what they're saying. It's not the criticism necessarily. Maybe it's the way that they're talking to you, or maybe it's the consistency of it, or something like that. Poppy is approaching their child, writing out a 3-page single-space list of things they were upset about. And instead of seeing that and saying, you know what, there's probably something here that we are doing that is upsetting my child, they're instead going line by line and saying, oh, well, this one's bullshit. Well, this one's bullshit. Well, okay, I can kind of understand that one, but like given the broader context, that one's bullshit. Like, they're debunking line by line and invalidating line by line the feelings of their fucking child, who took the time out of their day to explain in explicit detail why they are upset and why they feel like shit constantly. This is in May of last year. The point that we were just reading about was in September. So throughout the entirety, just about, of the document that we've read so far, they have known that this kid has like extreme feelings of lack of, love from their parent that raised them from birth. And instead of like understanding that there's probably some grain of truth to their feelings under there, they're just invalidating it line by line. So I guess like the advice part of like the explanation here, and hopefully that made sense, because again, this is the first time I've ever tried to like verbally say this out loud or like, explain it, right? The advice part of this is, if someone's coming to you with a consistent problem, right? Even if like the forward-facing part of that problem that they're telling you doesn't make sense to you, there's obviously some feeling underneath that you should probably try to suss out so that you can repair whatever the problem is. It's so easy to do. It is so easy to do, but it takes effort on your part and it takes humility on your part, both of which Poppy obviously has zero interest in committing any care, any effort, any amount of, emotional connection, nothing, no devotion to the kid at any level. It's, God, that's so fucking disgusting, dude. So half of them were just dishonest and half of them were partial framings that ignored any context. To be clear, I'm not a perfect parent. No shit, bro. You're telling me you're not a perfect parent? If your child comes to you with a 3-page single-space list of things they were upset about, you're a failed parent. It's not that you're a perfect parent. You are a failed. You're a failed fucking parent. Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the email that I thought was just a very important email disappeared. Never mind. All right, let's see here. Poppy says that she feels like she got groomed into having to take care of Spawn. You can sense the resentment though through the screen. Someone said that last stream. I don't remember if they sent me the screen caps for it, but like, please, if you have that link, or if it's like in a video or something and you have the timestamp, please send it to me. I would love to get mad at this fucking degenerate fucking shit ass demonic piece of shit parent for how like I think that the parenting aspect is like really getting to me, because for people that haven't watched my channel or haven't, this is the first time you guys have ever watched my stream, I'm either going to go into education or I want to go into education, and I have worked in education before at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. At all levels of the public school system, I have worked as a substitute teacher. I've helped test kids for autism. I've worked with special ed kids. I've worked with kids that are falling behind in schoolwork and doing, tutoring in school with them. So I've worked with kids a lot. And I said this a little bit yesterday, that kids, when they don't have good parents, you can really tell. And it is so soul-sucking, especially like after you see like especially a young child having to deal with parents like this, right? It really fucking gets you. At least it really gets to me, right? No wonder he could deal so well with chat. Yeah, exactly. I'm very patient. But I remember one time there was a kindergarten kid. This kid's fucking 5 years old, and he tells me, well, he doesn't realize he's telling me that his dad is in prison, right? But he tells me that his dad has been downtown for a year, right? And his mom's boyfriend is mean to him and asked me to be his mom's boyfriend because I was nice to him. Bro, that shit hits you like a fucking freight train. That shit fucking sucks. Okay? So like I'm just imagining, and that's not the only example of that happening to me like while I worked at these schools, right? Like Whether it was a fucking kindergartner, whether it was a fifth grader, or even like there were kids that were in high school that told me some shit like that, and it completely, every single time it fucked me up. But like this is the sort of shit that you would see from those parents, right? A total lack of regard for the kid, total resentment of the fucking kid. Yeah, it really fucking gets to me. Anyways. To be clear, I'm not a perfect parent. I was young abusive. What does that mean? I was young abusive and shitty when they were young and dealing with the grief of their mom dying and show some really awful people to bring. I don't understand how all of these fucking people are totally incapable of using correct grammar or even proper punctuation. This person got a master's degree, guys. I was abusive when I was young and shitty. Or when I was young, I was abusive and shitty when they were young and dealing with the grief of their mom dying. I don't know what they're trying to say. And showed some really awful people to bring around them. But I spent 15 years in therapy and Zen trying to make up for that shit, only to watch them try to become a wedge between myself and my fucking fiance. You are choosing your fiance over the child. That is the admission that you just made. You never loved this fucking child. And you should just say it. There was never one point at your entire fucking life, at any, that you had even a picogram of love for this child. You pretended to because you know that's what you were supposed to do. You've pretended to because you know that people would fucking hate you if you said that you didn't love that child. But you fucking hated that child the entire time. Here's the list of allegedly dishonest needs and concerns, copied verbatim. Bathroom rules. I have to ask before showering, but you guys never ask me before showering. Reserved bathroom times for me aren't respected. I have to hold it when I wake up late, even though that is the time I need it the most. If I ask whether or not you need the bathroom to shower and you say you need the bathroom, please, 1, actually get up and use the bathroom right away, and 2, let me know when you're done. There is nothing. Oh, man. Kitchen. Not respecting my time to use the kitchen. You cook late and this cuts into my dish time, forcing my dishes to run later and sometimes even cutting into the times I'm supposed to be asleep. Sometimes you take up my designated food time. Can you imagine, like, even if you weren't paying rent, having designated food time, dude? Oh shit, 1 second. Hello? All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. My girlfriend has a sketchy walk back from her car every day, or to her car from her work every day. So I talk to her on the phone while she walks to her car. All right. A lip reader? There's nothing interesting at all in that conversation. All right. So, moving on to the kitchen. Why is it not... Sorry, I have a Stream Deck, and every time I minimize it, it changes the profile. Irritating. All right. Kitchen. Not respecting my times to use the kitchen. You cook late, and this cuts into my dish time, forcing my dishes to run later, and sometimes even cutting into the times I'm supposed to be asleep. Sometimes you take up my designated food time. If I miss my food times, I'm not allowed to get food until y'all are done in the kitchen, which isn't good for me for health reasons. Shouldn't have to keep my snacks in a separate room, especially if that is a room I'm not supposed to go in between certain hours of the day. Bro! It's so tiring. I'm supposed to be snacking throughout the day for my health, but I can't do that if I'm barred from it. This also applies to my sports drinks. I need those throughout the day. I have a disorder that requires a large amount of salt to be taken in regularly. We should all have equal access to parts of the house, especially parts of the house that facilitate bodily functions, such as the bathroom and kitchen. I won't ask for equal access to the living room, but I should be allowed to go into the kitchen whenever I need to, and bathroom when someone isn't using it. I can't believe that these are even things that have to be asked for. I can't believe that these are things that have to be asked for. These are like baseline. There's like the hierarchy of needs. And like, I guess Zena and Poppy are allowing for the very bottom one, which is shelter. But I feel like they're not even giving the full bottom rung of the what is it, like Reznov's hierarchy of needs, and the bottom one is shelter. But I assume in shelter, like subdivisions of shelter include being able to piss and shit or eat when you need to. Maslow's. Okay, got it. I knew it was Russian, okay? Chores. Oh, this one's long, bro. Oh my God, the emotional respect and health is so long. That's depressing, dude. Okay, we're gonna have to speed run this stuff. Okay, so I'm really not gonna be able to look at chat because I have to leave the house at 6:30, which means I have to end by 6:20. So we're going to speed run the fuck out of this. Okay. Again, hey guys, really quick, if this is your first time watching my stream, hi guys, I'm Sondsol. I think I'm one of the only normal streamers left. Okay. I like to talk to chat 90% of the time. Not today. Got to speed run this stuff, but I do a lot of different things. I mostly talk about Marco. Are we back? Polo? Cool. So, yeah. Please join the Discord. There's a link in the description. Join the Discord. I want more normal people that aren't going to argue about very, very esoteric political things in general chat. I want some normal fucking people who, like, even if they're talking about drama, I'd love that, okay? But I want some normal people in my Discord. So please join the Discord. There's a donation link in the description if you guys want to help me out. We also are remonetized on YouTube, so if you guys want to, become members there, or if you're watching on Kick, you can subscribe. That all helps me out a lot. I'm going to be moving not just across state lines, but across the fucking country in a couple of months. So I'm having to save up a lot of money and really not spend any money on myself. So if you guys want to help me out, you guys like the content, that's a way you guys can help me. Okay. Maslov was an American, has a Russian name. All right. Chores. I shouldn't be pushed to complete tasks that require one of you to do something first, e.g. moving your stuff off the couch so I can vacuum the couch. And I shouldn't be reprimanded for not completing said tasks either. You need to understand that I am an adult who can manage my time, and I can complete chores without super strict deadlines because I know they need to be completed. Not making immediate requests, task switching is very hard, and I need time to transition tasks. Warn me to preferably 24 hours before assigning me big tasks that will cut into my day or mental planning. Autism makes plan changes feel awful, TM. Look at that. They even add a little TM to lighten the load of the crazy shit that they're doing to her. If I have to stick to my chores on strict schedules or risk getting either guilted or my computer privileges taken, you also have to stick to your chores, namely dishes. On that note, getting privileges taken is weird for a 22-year-old. New things get added to my chores without warning, permission, or compensation, making them take increasingly longer. Then I'm reprimanded for not doing the extra parts in later weeks because it wasn't made clear this was meant to be a permanent addition to the chore list. Oh man, this is so fucking bad. Sometimes I'm asked to do your dishes for you or pretty much forced into it because you guys didn't do your chores the night before my dish night. I need you to stick to your dish days as well. Sometimes dishes aren't done for 4 days straight and it falls on me to get everything done. Not giving me instructions over text even though I've asked for it numerous times. This is how the issue of one of us misremembering the instructions I was given and then I get told off for it. It is completely unreasonable to expect one person to do 4 days worth of dishes in one night. Let's really hammer that one in because it's so fucking true. Okay. Especially if those dishes are meant to be someone else's responsibility. They should not suddenly become my responsibility when you guys have migraines. If I have previously signed house agreements to the contrary, and I'm pretty sure those agreements said I have to help with things, not do everything, then those agreements need to be broken or changed. If this isn't stuck to, I will just buy bins for each day of the week and put the dishes in there myself. This is not something I'm willing to compromise on, especially with how exhausting and draining dishes are for me. This bin system could also mean that whatever's in those bins doesn't have to get done on the day it's for, just that they get done by the person assigned to that day eventually. So if someone can't do theirs on the specific day, they can always do them later and no one has to worry about doing extra dishes that aren't from their days. Even offering compromises. Jesus. Sleeping. Strict bedtimes and wake-up times are something that is primarily for children, not a 22-year-old adult, especially for someone with a sleeping disorder. It's not my fault if I can't stick to it. Not warning me I have to get up early until right as I'm doing my bedtime routine on weekends is really upsetting as it interrupts my planning and autism. And autism means I have a lot of warning. I need a lot of warning before plans change, especially because on weekends I've already set up plans to be up late with my friends. Oftentimes, you cut into my bedtime routine time. You should at least try to use the bathroom before then. God, I fucking hate these people. God, these people are such like subhuman fucking degenerates. The fact that this even has to be asked for is so unfucking believable. This amount of chores would be fine if she didn't pay rent? Yeah. But she pays the entire rent. When you cook really late and push my dishes chore late, it forces me to have to do my bedtime routine really late, and I'm expected to just go to bed after. I need at least an hour of fun time directly before bed, or I will be very depressed the next morning. Everything so far is so fucking reasonable. Emotional respect / health. Not letting me have a large backup supply of sports drinks when I have a disorder that means I need an excessive amount of salt in my body is not good for me, especially when you guys are also drinking it. It is extremely hot outside and I can't keep up with chores as well because I have a disorder that makes me incredibly susceptible to heat, especially when you are also drinking the thing I need to make it less of a problem. Expecting me to complete tasks when my POTS is acting up is really not useful and kind of ableist. I tried to ignore the symptoms when they got bad before in order to complete tasks, but they've progressively gotten worse over time, presumably due to me not taking care of those symptoms in order to complete tasks. When you are upset with me, you need to learn to treat me with respect and like I am an adult. Treat me how you want to be treated. If you're upset with me, tell me after you've cooled down because you both have a tendency to snap at me when you're upset. You treat me like my forgetfulness is a horrible crime that I have done on purpose or that I'm using it as an excuse when I don't complete tasks, even though I have multiple mental health issues that make me forgetful. Also, they also constantly use their forgetfulness as an excuse constantly and then attack the child for it. Half the rent, I think. My understanding is, and you can correct me on this, my understanding is that Poppy was also using money from the trust fund to pay their half of the rent. Is that not right? After they got fired? Because they decided to pursue content creation instead of, you know, the thing that they got their master's degree in? That was my understanding. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm not going to apologize to Zena and Poppy because I don't think it changes that much. Fuck them. Didn't they say the migraines got better when she did some neck exercises? Yeah. In that video, it's almost like when you're a nasty fucking bed blob that eats fucking shitty food all day long and never fucking exercise ever, and you don't have a job, and your entire job is just to be a fucking concentration camp fucking guard for your partner's child, so that you guys can continually have all of your dishes taken care of. Maybe exercising will get rid of your fucking headaches and your constant feeling of fatigue. It's almost like exercise is good for you. Okay, I gotta keep on reading because we have like 30 minutes and we gotta get past all of this stuff. Because I really don't want to stream about this again. I mean, I will finish it off tomorrow if this is the last thing. Fatphobic Sondsol. Listen, if there's one like phobia, quote unquote, like, or bigotry that is acceptable in my mind, within reason, it's fat phobia. All right. Some people do just need to like accept that being fat is unhealthy. It's okay to be fat, right? But don't pretend like you're healthy at any size. Okay. Okay. Using a singular action or one-time occurrence as a gauge for how I'll act for the rest of time and not a mistake that can be resolved or avoided in the future. This is like abuser tactics, by the way. Using a singular fuck up to continually hammer on someone for how they're going to act in the future is like abuser tactics. Let's see here. Deemed to be someone who is dangerous for unsafe practices that I didn't know were a problem. For example, using the cast iron? If you're such a fucking klutz, if you're such a fucking uncoordinated, I'm sorry, like, if owning a cast iron skillet is too dangerous for your home, you need a caretaker. You need a caretaker. You need a fucking helmet on your head all day long. Wrap yourself in fucking bubble wrap and then institutionalize yourself because you are not fit to live in society. Using the cast iron or burning the edges of satin to seal it. I can't speak to that because I've never even heard of that. Or pretty much anything to do with my room and the dog. The cast iron I didn't know about. The satin I've done several times and never had issues. Anytime my room has anything on the floor, it's deemed unsafe for the dog to be in, even though most of the time, that is said, I only have clothes on the floor. Also, you act like the dog sniffing around for food means that she will find food and eat something she shouldn't. She is a dog. That is what they do when they enter rooms. Anything that could hurt her that I've accidentally dropped has been in such minuscule amounts that it wouldn't matter. It's also food she doesn't go for. Yeah, make the dog do the dishes. Dogs deserve rights too, all right? And that includes the right to do the dishes. Yeah, also, quick little thing from someone that worked with dogs for 10 years, including in medical settings. Like, yes, chocolate is poisonous for dogs, but it's not fucking cyanide, okay? Don't give your dog large amounts of chocolate, but like, if they eat an Oreo, don't spend fucking $80, $100. Now, also, time out. This isn't medical advice, all right? If you want to take your dog to the vet, you should take your dog to the vet, all right? This is not the advice of a medical professional, but also, if your dog eats a fucking Oreo, don't spend fucking $500 at the vet to have their stomach pumped. All right. If I mention that a topic makes me uncomfortable, don't bring it up around me, and especially don't make jokes about it. If you can't remember, then keep a list somewhere. If I remind you during the conversation, don't push the subject. Triggers have to be respected to nurture a safe environment. Every part of my day has strict deadlines and time limits, and it genuinely feels suffocating. I wouldn't give your dog a bonbon, all right? Like, at the very least, like, it'll give them fucking diarrhea, okay? Don't do it. No, like the worst thing that they could be talking about is like a cast iron. The entire thing, including the handle, is going to be hot, right? And so like you have to put a rag over it so that people don't like grab it and burn the fuck out of themselves. The handle is going to be just as hot as what is going on inside of the pan. That's why cast irons can be dangerous. Have to ask before spending my own money that I earned. I shouldn't have to ask for permission, especially because it is incredibly awkward to ask for permission for certain products. This is financial. Do they have to ask for permission to buy like personal hygiene products or for like sex toys? They're an adult. Oh man, I wish this. I wish the absolute worst for these fucking people, dude. You often talk about me like I can't be independent or self-sufficient while also wanting me to be more independent. Never included in meals and always have to be beg to be included in any time that's have to beg to be included anytime it's something that I like. I get it with foods I don't enjoy, but if it's something I like, I'd like to at least be considered. Zena randomly asks me to do research on topics and provide citations on things when I make a mistake, which is pretty excessive and not something any job or even any teacher would ask me to do. There's something I want to say. I don't know if I don't know who's worse. And this is saying something. Based off of all of the things that we've read, I feel comfortable. No, this is not a statement of fact. This is an opinion for legal purposes. This is an opinion, not a statement of fact. But given everything that I've read, I feel pretty confident in saying that Poppy raped that woman. Despite even that, I hate Zena so fucking much worse. I think Zena is such a significantly worse person. Poppy is a coon-brained retard who cannot stop themselves from trying to fuck someone, cannot stop themselves. They have BPDs, they can't handle someone breaking up with them. Like, all of that is obviously disgusting. The emotional abuse is horrible. Zena is a disgusting bed blob who is... I actually don't even have the words to describe. Like, I would need a thesaurus so that I don't like say some like absolutely deranged shit on stream. It is so fucking funny to me. It is so fucking unbelievable to me that these people morally grandstanded in 3-hour-long plus hit pieces on me. Morally chastised me when this is the shit that they're doing? The loss of their YouTube channel brings... It does not give me the satisfaction that it should. The destruction, them losing, all respect from everyone. I just don't know. I don't know, like... God, this Zena person is such a scumfuck piece of shit. Holy shit. Oh, the amount of catharsis, what I'm trying to say is the amount of catharsis of them losing their YouTube channel, right? Also losing their job because they decided that having the YouTube channel was more important, will never be enough to actually satisfy like the schadenfreude that they, like their downfall would need to satisfy, you know, like this is like actually fucking like crazy. House agreements are used as a House agreements are used as a tool to shut down disagreements and conversations when I argue about them, but actually following them doesn't seem to be as important for anyone who isn't me. Yeah, because you're in an abusive household. Example, we still have a rule that pots and pans should be washed immediately after use, but I'm the only person who's actually done it. I'm the only one expected to do their dishes on time. Agreements can be changed later on. They should not be something that cannot be adjusted later. You guys ask me for help a lot, and it's almost never a request and usually a demand. Having a rule that requires me to help you isn't what help is. That is a job, especially because when I ask for help, it's almost never given. I don't ask for help very often, but I'd like the request to be valued and at least followed sometimes. I want to move out because you guys infantilize me and exude an excessive amount of control over my life. You treat me like I'm incapable of taking care of myself, but I already take care of myself. I do all the housework. Sorry. I inhaled my spit there. But I already take care of myself. I do all of the housework. I make all my own food. I've been successful in school and have kept up with my jobs. Oh, wait, hold on. So the kid does have employment. This kid is a more well-adjusted individual in society than Zena while being younger and being abused by Zena. I know how to take care of myself and how to take care of a household. I know multiple people around my age with the same or worse mental health state as me or the same disabilities as me who are living independently and doing well. The only steps that are missing for my independence are driving and knowing how rent and taxes work. I do not want to stay in this house if the things on the above list are not changed. Okay. God, these people are fucking disgusting. Oh my God. There is no heaven waiting for these people when they meet the rest of their unnatural life. Holy shit. Okay. By the way, I'm looking at the time. We're not finishing this document today. We're not. Unfortunately, I just have plans that I have to get to, and also, fuck, man, this is so fucking disgusting. I need intermittent breaks. Okay, so tune in tomorrow. Okay, we have about 10 more minutes. Okay, so we'll try and speed run some of this stuff. Okay. Did Poppy and Zena ever address the utilities? I don't know what you're referring to. Look at the DM. It's in from the recent video comment section. Flowers in the attic wasn't meant to be an owner's manual for these Kingsters? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what flowers in the attic is. Oh, it's a show? Sorry, the joke is lost on me. Oh, Spawn said in the document that the apartment complex shut it off. Like, apartment complexes will do that every once in a while to like do maintenance and stuff. That was my understanding. Terrible story about parents who are abusing their kids. I'm gonna give that one a heart then. I'll heart that comment. Okay. Bro, my mom is insane. She's mad at blank for not talking to her when I was asking blank for a place to stay to escape my mom. What the fuck? Red flag? Oh, God. And she still believes that everything on that list of things that they were doing was either false or an exaggeration. The list is at the end of the doc. Even if you don't believe some of the things on that, like, at least, like, understand. Again, like I said this before we finished, or before we started reading the document, like, there's obviously feelings there. There's obviously feelings there. And they disregarded it because they didn't want to accept the fact that they had any culpability in that. And it's their fucking child. 9/20, September 20th. Credit scores. What are y'all's credit scores? Oh, I've read this one before. This is so fucking stupid. What are y'all's credit scores for apartment searching in the future since I don't have a credit score and would need a cosigner? This is a massive ask and not something we handle over text. It's so fucking stupid. Oh no, someone's gonna steal my identity because they know I have a fucking 789 credit score. Oh no! They're gonna open up a credit card in my name because they know the 3-digit number. Ah! Like, what the fuck? I'm not asking you for a cosign like right now. I'm just asking what your credit scores are. We don't know that, and we don't just know that info. We have to look it up. Yeah, you wouldn't know your fucking credit score. Credit score is 789. I don't know what my credit score is off the top of my head. And if you don't know that info, we have to look it up. That's totally fine, right? But it's not a massive ask. It's just not a massive ask. You're also asking us to co-sign and plan on that money. But that is a larger conversation. If you co-sign, that doesn't mean you have to pay anything. You can still research apartments without our credit scores. I'm not asking you to do anything like that. I'm just collecting information. By simply collecting information, you're asking it. Like, Zena's like, I'm sorry, Zena's a fucking Karen. If I'm sorry, like, again, I keep on going back to this. If I was dating someone and I had a kid from a previous marriage, right? Yeah, they're just trying to block her from moving. Yeah, I know. But like, if I had a child from a previous marriage and my new partner was treating my child like this, bro. Number one, I wouldn't have let it get to this point. But also, holy shit. I'm usually a very verbose person. I use a lot of big words, okay? I'm college educated. I have never been at such a loss for words. I just don't have... There are no words to describe the absolute despicable nature that these people have. They have no soul. They have no emotions. They are automatons for... Did we disconnect at any point? It just gave me a notification. I don't know what's going on today. Okay, we got to keep going because we only got 5 minutes. By simply collecting that information, you are asking for our financial information. You don't give someone your private financial information unless you absolutely intend for them to use it. It's a credit score to someone that you live in the same house as so that they can leave you. 921, moldy counter. I feel like it's a bit telling that if I fall asleep easier and I don't get as nauseous when I'm in blank's house. Like, I think my living situation might be stressful enough that it's negatively affecting my health. That was the 21st. Bruh, my parents constantly talk about how they don't think I'm an adult enough to be independent because I'm forgetful. But the 1 week I'm gone and suddenly there's mold growing on the kitchen counter. Maybe that's why your health is bad. Jesus, fuck. Mom's like, so I might have mild autism, which means every time I'm an asshole to people, I can use the autism as an excuse. Is this what you want? /Jen. We are not doing / here. I can't function with that. If I could not function If I had the same level of fucking disability, same level of fucking like mental like discognition, if I wasn't able to fucking do anything, if I couldn't function because someone put slash genuine at the end of their fucking sentence, it wouldn't be a life worth living. Now, I am 1,000,000% convinced that there is not a single human being on the face of the earth throughout all of human history, and there will not be any human being for the rest of human history who has ever been so mentally disabled, who has ever been so cognitively impaired that they can't handle a fucking tone indicator at the end of a fucking text message. Actually kill yourself, you fucking subhuman piece of shit. Like, this is just abusive. Tron, edit that out. I said kill yourself, and that was a joke for legal purposes. I'm sorry. I cannot fucking fathom. If you can't communicate tone over text, then you need to talk to us in person. Luckily, everything Zena says is bitchy, and that's the tone that she communicates over text. So she's always like that. Maybe this is just like a lack of understanding of another human. Maybe this is like the sociopathy of Zena. Like, she can't imagine what it's like to be in another person's shoes. So like, the fact that everything that she says is bitchy, and that's the way that her tone is over text, she can't fathom that other people can't do that same thing. It would remove any ambiguity from Spawn's statements. Fucking true. She doesn't want there to be any. She wants the ambiguity so that she can always continue to abuse the fucking child. I just didn't want it to be taken as rude. How would you prefer I communicate tone over text if tone tags don't work? Text like normal. Tone tags don't work for everyone, are constantly changing. This is unapologetically ableism. Tone tags like take minimal effort and are generally helpful when avoiding miscommunication. Okay, this is the last meme for the stream.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. No! A choke slam! God almighty! Right on the hood of that car! Triple H's back might be
Finish
broken.
him! Bro, it'd be... I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. It's gotta be from the top rope, man. Hey guys, listen. I love you guys very much. We are like 1 minute away from when I need to either raid out. I don't know how many people we have on Kick. Oh, we have enough to raid out. I love you guys very much. I can't explain to you guys enough that this is actually suffering for me. I have never read anything. I've helped friends with abusive relationships before. I talked about that the first stream that I did over this stuff. I've helped friends escape abusive relationships. I've helped people work through, abusive exes or something like that. You know, I've had close friends that have had fucked up things happen to them. I'm very lucky. I've never been in an abusive relationship. I've never been in a fucked up relationship like this. But I've seen stuff like this before, right? Like I said earlier, I've had kids detail abuse that happened to them at their home. And I think the only difference between that and this is that I didn't get to directly view like the receipts of what happened to the kids. This is like so fucking difficult to get through. I know that like people, like maybe I'm a soy loser fuck that is too emotional, blah blah blah. You know what, I'm 28 years old. I can accept that about myself at this point, right? I'm not the sociopathic pure logic, don't care about anything, right? But maybe I'm too emotional. This shit is like the most disgusting fucking way to treat another human being I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, just like imagining being in Spawn's position. I cannot imagine. I actually don't know what I would do, but it would not be as respectful as Spawn is. Okay, it would not be as mature as Spawn is. But anyways, I love you guys very much. The only person that I see that I'm following on Kick is Destiny, so I'm going to go ahead and host him. I love you guys very much. I'll be streaming in tomorrow, probably around 2. But yeah, it's been fun. I really want to finish this. We are on, remember, we were on the tone indicators, okay? Love you guys very much. Catch you guys tomorrow.